Yo, what's good with y'all boys, man? It is episode 3 of Hoops to Futures featuring yours truly, NQ Chosen, aka Gray. Today was CPI. I wanted to catch a little internal to external CPI model today. Price action wasn't necessarily the best, but we were able to capitalize. Like, I'm seeing all over social media, everyone's saying no trade day, low probability conditions. It was not a good trading day. This is one of those days where your conviction outweighs what everyone else is talking on social media, bro. It's one of those days where you got to believe in yourself, you got to believe in your model, and if the conditions line up with your system, you just got to take the trade, bro. And that's exactly what happened today. We got one trade, we were in and out. Trump dropped some fucking news mid-trade that pushed us to our profit targets. So, you know, I ain't gonna complain. So let's get in this trade, man. Let's get to it. Starting off on the daily, I want to break down my bias for the day. We are coming out of this daily fair value gap right here from yesterday. We did tap it, so I do want to see us try and make a little bit of a push back up to these highs up here. So I was leaning more bullish today. Plus, we did sweep previous day's low before market open. So I did want to see a move lower to then go higher during the day, right? During New York. Heading on down to the 1 hour. I like the 1 hour today. It was a little more clean for me. We got CPI. We also had Asia lows resting below, London lows resting below, inside of a 1 hour fair value gap. So originally I wanted to see us go internal to external, sweep liquidity inside of this 1 hour fair value gap, and then get an internal manipulation, and then have a trending day back up towards CPI highs, which would have been our drawn liquidity for the day. That's not what the fuck happened today, I ain't gonna lie. Like, that shit, definitely not. I see why people said it was low probability conditions, but you feel me? I'm a fucking risk taker. This is part of my system, man. Let me break it down to y'all. Dropping on down to the 15-minute. I love the 15-minute time frames. By far my favorite time frame for sure. The London lows are resting inside of a 15-minute, stacked inside of a 1 hour fair value gap as well. So I did want to see us come down here, but big booty BBL butts. There is a 15-minute fair value gap sitting right below CPI lows. So if we did get a bullish reaction coming off of this sweep, I would want to see it be relatively quick. I would want to see possibly we come down, maybe get a little manipulation leg, and then we go back higher. And then we get that one big displacement candle targeting those highs like I did in the 1 hour, but you know, a little bit faster on the 1 minute from the 15-minute time frame. At this point, market opens. I see us sell off. At this point, I'm just waiting whether we sweep the high or low. I know we're going to get a reaction out of one of them. I'm leaning more towards getting the reaction out of this 15-minute, if not the 1 hour. So at this point, I'm just waiting. I'm down on the 1 minute. I'm waiting. We're just chopping all morning. Like, this is bad PA. I'm sitting out of this for sure. We finally get the tap into CPI lows and this 15-minute fair value gap. I wanted to see us originally inverse this fair value gap right here. I thought this one was pretty clean to inverse, but we ended up just respecting it and closing lower. Today was one of those days where I was very proud of myself. I didn't front run this fair value gap. It got respected and we pushed lower. Originally, because during this candle, this 707 candle right here, I would have definitely taken a front run because we got a good price action pushing above through this fair value gap, but we didn't get the close. Told y'all last episode, we're waiting for all candle closures now. We're done, and we see why, because it respected consequent encroachment of this gap, and we've ended up pushing lower. So at this point, I'm like, all right, we're definitely headed towards Asia lows and this 1 hour gap. So at this point, I'm waiting still. I'm waiting. We get this displacement. I'm like, okay, bet we're gonna go towards these lows. We wick out, and at this point, I'm like, okay, we're going to push lower anytime now. Like, it's just low resistance lows, high probability draw on liquidity, a place for us to reverse, high time frame fair value gap. Like, this is resting orders right here. Like, I want to see this get taken before we reverse. So once I start seeing us V-shape out of this 15-minute gap off of this CPI sweep, originally this is my bread and butter trade right here. I'm taking this inverse. I'm smacking longs right here, stops at the lows, and I'm targeting these highs right here for a 3.2R trade. And I faded it. I faded this setup today because I wasn't comfortable taking this with the 1 hour sitting here with London lows still resting with low resistance trendline liquidity resting below us. I faded the hell out of this setup. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I was like, I promise you, I was looking like Kobe Bryant in the flesh fading this setup. I'm trying to tell you, I'm watching price run without me. Who gives a fuck? Right? It's just a trade, right? You know, if anything, we'll look for a continuation point. I'm watching price is running without me. We actually sweep this draw on liquidity. So this trade would have worked out for me. If I would have smacked this trade, it would have worked out, but I didn't do it. Like, which is perfectly fine because we have CPI highs as our drawn liquidity for the day. So I did want to see a retracement off of this internal high to then go catch. I'll draw it out for y'all boys. I did want to see something like this, maybe an internal sweep, boom, and then something like that back up to CPI highs just after this sweep right here, because it's clear we're not gonna go tag this 1 hour liquidity. It's clear CPI lows and this 15-minute are gonna hold. So I'm bullish at this point. We got our inverse with a change in the state. It's pretty clear. That's the highest probability inverse you can get of all time, an inverse and a change in the state in the same leg. My bias is shift, order flows is respected bullish right now. So at this point, I'm trying to catch longs, right? So I'm being patient here. Even though we swept this liquidity, I did want to see us go back up to at least back up to these highs, just because we did have CPI highs as our overall draw for the day. So I'm thinking continuations. I'm looking on the 5-minute. We did sweep that high. So I do want to see us come back down into this 5-minute fair value gap. So this 5-minute was resting below. I did want to see retracement into this gap and possibly a move out of it. And if we did get the move out of it, I would have taken that. And I'm targeting these highs back up here. What happens next? We end up getting that retracement, literally inversing this 5-minute. And what's funny about this is we actually end up coming all the way back down to the order block that was created, or the change in the state that was created on that high probability change in the state inverse trade that I was talking to you guys about. We literally come down to the tick and we end up tapping it. We end up tapping the change in the state at the same time. You see price came down, came up, came back down, and it got respected twice, and it pushed price all the way back up to our draw on liquidity the first time on the trade that we didn't take. So this time it is retracing off of that high, coming back down, tapping the same change in the state, the same order block again. And we end up getting a crazy inverse out of this. We end up inversing this fair value gap right here with a large displacement candle. And guess what else we get with it? A change in the state of delivery. We get another change in the state. So at this point, I'm licking my chops. Your boy's pants is creamed up right now. It's looking like clam chowder down there. Actually, that sounds crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, that sounds crazy. But anyways, I smack longs right here, stops at the body lows. I'm targeting these highs up here. We end up getting pretty decent price action. I know that around this candle right here, 8:04 a.m., we get a Trump candle that ends up being a literal 86-point candle that took us all the way to our take profit levels. I took profit at our original high that we made to sweep our previous draw on liquidity, and our first internal high was made on that retracement leg back down. So this Trump candle took us all the way up to our highs. We cashed out for 109 points, 436 ticks. At this point, I am break even. Mind you, listen, this is all that happened. It wasn't that hard. We literally came down, swept CPI lows inside of a 15-minute gap. We got a 1-minute change in the state with an inverse fair value gap pushed higher. We swept a low resistance liquidity, got a retracement into a 5-minute fair value gap that ended up tapping the 1-minute order block that we made off of the CPI low sweep. So we already know there's a lot of orders generated at CPI lows to push us that high in the first place. So what can we expect when we come back down to that same level? We expect more orders to be resting there in order to push us back higher again. What happens? We get that tap and we get a strong displacement with the inverse, with the change in the state. So I enter longs right here, relatively no drawdown at all. It takes us about 13 minutes to hit both of our profit target levels. And Trump is talking about the Strait of Hormuz is open facts. Like it's open for real this time. Like he be dropping some Strait of Hormuz news every day, bro. Like it's actually kind of ridiculous. But yeah, I'm gonna throw up the trade on the screen right now. We ended up getting a crazy Trump candle. Like I'm in the middle of this trade. I'm trying to record it for y'all, and I just get a crazy displacement back up. We hit both of our profit targets. I'm in this for 7 micros. I'm trading a My Fund Futures. I think it was like a rapid plan eval. I'm in a risk-free trade. I have one mini, or my bad, I have one runner going to CPI highs as my target, and I end up trailing my stops, and I end up getting stopped out right here. I end up getting stopped out right here. At this point, I'm done for the day. It was pretty simple, man. We caught 109 points. It was a 15-minute fair value gap tap, 1 minute IVG plus change in the state, tapped a low resistance draw on liquidity, a 5-minute retrace into a 5-minute fair value gap with a 1 minute order block tap at the CPI low level with another inverse fair value gap and a change in the state of delivery, targeting the internal highs that made that initial sweep of the draw on liquidity that caused that retracement in the first place. A classic internal to external model, if you so call it. Today was pretty easy, man. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really understand why a lot of influencers are talking about how today was bad conditions. Today it was a no trade day. I couldn't find anything. I didn't see anything. I saw all of this as opportunity. Following my system and giving myself the opportunity to wait for, if price wants to respect this, then it's going to do that. Then it didn't give me any sort of emotional ties to the charts. It was like, okay, if this happens, then it happened. But I was also super willing to just make this video talking about how I faded this 15-minute inverse with the change in the state and how it was A plus. I could have caught 200 points up to these highs. This is one of those days where CPI, we didn't end up hitting our CPI high, but we did end up hitting 2 of our profit targets. So we got what we could out of the markets, and we were able to get in and get out with one trade. So 1 bullet, 1 sniper, 1 shot, 1 kill, right? So I'm gonna go in tomorrow with the same mindset, same attitude. For all my athletes out there who watching this thinking, can I do this? Can I trade? Can I go from being an athlete to trading? Yes, it is very possible. It's very simple, but it's not easy. You just kind of gotta sit back, relax, rest your cheeks a little bit, bro, and just submit to the process. Like, comment down below if y'all want to see anything new. Like the video. It's been your boy NQ Chosen. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video, bro. Peace.